Hey there, welcome to the channel. Really do appreciate you stopping by, checking out this video. So today in Appalachia, we're going to have Meat Week starting for 2 weeks, double the helping of Meat Week. And one of the reasons I'm making this video is to show you all the locations to gathering up salt to make tasty squirrel stew. Because at Graham's Cook-Off, you can get a huge amount of squirrels and get a bunch of squirrel bits. That's going to be very beneficial at making tasty squirrels. But you're going to need that salt. So we're going to go over a lot of locations in this video of different places that gather up salt. Now these are all the locations that I know of. I know there's plenty more, but we're just going to go over the ones that I know of. So let's go ahead and jump to it and let's get to it. Now the first location we're going to start off is Rolling Labor Camp. This is down in the ash heap. When you load in over here, there will be a bunch of blood eagles. Make your way over to this building where the scaffolding is, and you'll find 4 salts laying on this second shelf of the table. This is a really nice one to grab anytime you got to come over here and kill blood eagles. Now this next location is going to take us to Hillfork Hotdogs. Make your way inside this bus and you will find a salt and pepper. There's only one in this location. We're going to make a big circle. I'm going to try to keep it all to group together. So let's move on to the next location. Now this next location is going to take us to Flatwoods. This one you're going to have to follow along with me. Head inside this building across from the church. You will find salt and pepper inside this building. This is a really good location for salt, pepper, sugar, and a few other things. Now this next one will be next door at the Wayward. Make your way inside and you will find 2 salts, 2 peppers. And great thing about this, it's an instance, so it should be here for you unless you've already picked it. Might as well say hi to Mort while you're here. Now let's move on to the next location.
Oh, hey there.
Now same thing with this one. This one's at the Overseers. You will find 1 salt, 1 pepper laying on the table. Again, this is an instance, so it should be here for you. Now let's move on to the next location. Now this next location is going to be Helvetia. This one you definitely will have to follow along with me. Now you will find a salt and pepper inside this building right here. This town is a really great town for a lot of things. You can kill Scorched here, Holiday Scorched, Treasure Hunters, Foshnot kicks off here. There's sugar in these buildings. You can find spices. You can find all kinds of goodies here. The only thing that's not really here is magazine and bobblehead spawns. But there is salt, there is pepper, there is sugar. Just follow along and you'll see inside these buildings. The second house has a few salt and pepper laying on the tables. Like I said, very great place to find a lot of things. So make yourself familiar with this town if you've never been here. But the odds say you've probably been here if you've done Foshnot. Now the house to the left of the house you was just in, right by that bridge, this house, it also has a salt and pepper in it as well. And a few other things too. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next location. Now this next location is going to take us inside Bolton Greens. Once again, full of scorches. Good place for treasure hunters, holiday scorches, and so on. Inside on these tables and stands, like you see what I'm doing right now, you will find salt and pepper. Same thing goes with inside the kitchen. Look around and you will find salt and pepper, spices, blood packs, even recipes. Really great place for all kinds of different goodies as well. Always make sure you look around and you will see all the salt and pepper. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next location. Now this next location will be at Portside Pub. This is over in Morgantown. Now come inside this building. There is a few scorched, but head inside the building and you'll find salt and pepper in here laying on a table. Really great place to stop into after you do Mama Dolce's Feed the People. Now let's move on to that next location. We're going to move on up the road. This one will be inside Fraternity Row. Head inside the building, go straight into the kitchen, and you will find 1 salt inside here. Make your way outside and we're going to run up the street and we're going to head into the fraternity house. This house will have another salt in there for us. There's also some sugar bombs in here if you need them as well. Now I will warn you, there will be ghouls outside of this house, but just kill them and make your way inside. Inside, head upstairs, follow my path. We're going to want to go into this kitchen. Right there's some sugar bombs. And you'll see there's even a bobblehead spawn in here if it's here for you. And on the table, we will find salt. And on this wine rack, we will find salt and pepper. So go ahead and familiarize yourself with this location. You can also check the lunch pail, and maybe you'll find some improved bait as well. Now let's go ahead and move on to that next location. So now we're going to go up in the Toxic Valley. Up here you will find a diner. In this diner, you can find salt, pepper, alcohol, chems, sugar, a little bit of everything. Really great place, just gotta watch out for the ghouls. This is right beside the toxic dried lake bed. Mirelurks, ghouls, all surrounding this place. Really great. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next location. Now this next location will be to the top left of the map, Aaronholt Homestead. In here we're gonna head into the house first. Inside this house we will find salt, and there's also some sugar. Now make your way to the house to the left of it, and you will find a salt and pepper in here. There's also a chance for a bobblehead to spawn underneath that crib. Now we're going to move on up the road a little bit to our next location. Now like I said, this is literally up the road. West Virginia Lumber Company. There will be free radicals all around here. So if you are not friendly with them, they will try killing you. But head over till you get to these trailers and you will find 2 salts. Inside this trailer you will find sugar, teapots, spice, a bunch of junk. This is a really great place to loot. Really love this area. It's fun to kill everything, and then like I said, there's so much to loot. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next spot. Now for this next location we're going to make ourselves back to the right of the map, and we're going to head to the Palace of Winding Path. Head through the door on the left and you will of course come across scorches, but inside this kitchen area you will find some salt laying on the tables and around the bar. Another really great place to kill scorch and to get a bunch of loot. But let's go ahead and move to the next one. Now this one's going to be just to the right to where we was. Bailey Family Cabin. This one you can go right inside after you kill the scorch, and you will find a salt and pepper laying on this table. You can also find a magazine spawn on the table inside here, and you can find a bobblehead inside the camper outside if it's spawned. Now let's go ahead and move to the next spot, the retreat. Now this one can get a little confusing. It is kind of big like you see here. But run up these stairs right here and make your way into this first building. In here you will find a salt and pepper. And you'll even find one more pepper behind the door. Now after you grab that, go across this bridge, turn around, and head down these stairs. Inside this kitchen, you will find more salt and pepper. There's also a lot of stuff you can loot. There's board games, there's dishes, there's all kinds of great goodies. You can even cook here if you need. Really great place to come check out if you've never been here. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next location. Now for this next location, we're going to head over to Bloody Frank's. This is going to be covered in blood eagles. So you're going to have to do a lot of killing. But once you do, head into the kitchen, and in here you will find some salt. But be careful, the gases will explode and can kill you. But around here you will find salt, pepper, and a bunch of stuff to loot. I'm talking a lot of loot. So just familiarize yourself with this place. Check some of the tables like you see here, and you'll find some salt and pepper and a bunch of other stuff. Good place to go and look for pre-war food for your dailies and your other kind of scrap dailies. Now let's go ahead and move on to Toxic Larry Meat and Go. Now here you will find 3 snollygassers outside, but go inside you will find salt under the grill, and you can find a bunch of meat laying around. There's also a couple salt up top by the big old spit. Very good place for different kind of meats and to kill your snollygassers. But that's everything here. Let's go ahead and move to the next location. Now this next spot's going to be at Big Fred's Barbecue Shack. Now this one's really easy. Run right up to the shack, right at the front, laying on the counter. Super easy. Now let's move on to the next. Now this location will be at the General Steakhouse. Now there's salt all over this location. You're going to find salt upstairs on this table in here. And if you move on around, you'll find pepper on another table. After you grab this pepper, head out of this room, go left, go down the stairs, and in this room you will find a bunch of salt. Now downstairs, you will find salt as well in the kitchen. This is a place that you really need to look really well. But you will find salt and pepper and all kinds of different goodies. You can also find magazines, bobbleheads, cap stashes, and a little bit everything at the General Steakhouse. You're just going to want to look around. Like I said, once again, in this big room, on these tables, you see where I just looked at? There was salt. Behind me, there is salt. You're just going to have to look. I usually don't come here for salt, so I didn't even know when I was recording this that there was so many spots. Keep your eyes open and you will find them. Hopefully this will help you. I'm sorry this one's a little jumbled, but let's go ahead and move forward and let's move on to the next spot. Now this one's at Bootlegger's Shack. Head inside And inside this refrigerator that's busted up, you will find a salt. Really simple, quick, and easy. Let's move on. Now this next one's going to be at abandoned Bog Town, so just follow along with me. Across from the first Red Rocket station in the dilapidated building, you will find a salt. Run up the road. Don't mind my character running into things. Inside this diner, you will find more salt, pepper, and a bunch of other stuff like spices, Nuka-Colas, all kinds of things. Like I said in the whole video, a bunch of goodies. But let's go ahead and move on to our next location. Now this next location is going to take us to Watoga Shopping Plaza. Inside this shopping plaza, you can find salt and pepper laying on the shelves inside. You can also find a bunch of other stuff laying around inside this plaza. Phoenix also sells Enclave mods if you want to check that out. But after you're done with that, head outside, go around, and go to this diner. Inside this diner, of course, you can find salt, pepper, alcohol, a bunch of other goodies as well. Just like all the other diners around Appalachia, there's usually a bunch of pre-war food inside here. It's always a great place to loot. Now let's go ahead and move on to our next location. This one's going to be at Foundation. Load in, go right up the road, and on the first bench to the left you will find a salt and pepper. Make your way up into this housing area, and inside this housing area, if that's what you want to call it, you can find a cooler and you can find salt and pepper. Really good place to loot, and of course there's dailies and other things here as well. Now let's go ahead and move on to our last location. This one's gonna be at the golf club. Head down to the golf club, and down here you will find a bunch of salt laying around on these tables. Now, of course, this place has a bunch of ghouls, so you're probably gonna want to kill them all first, like I've been doing in the video. But go around, and on these tables you will find salt and pepper. You can also loot a bunch of other stuff. There are bobbleheads here, there are magazine spawns, there's a little bit of everything here other than ghouls. So keep your eye out, look around, pay attention, and you might find more things here that you didn't know about. Really great place to learn, really great place to farm XP. Gotta love Whitesprings, you gotta love the golf club. Now this really sums it up on the salt locations that I have for you. I really hope this helps you out. Maybe this will show you new locations of salt you didn't know about, or maybe you knew about some of these. You could also leave some tips in the comments for other players on locations I did not mention. Maybe there's some better locations with more salt that I missed. I don't know. But I'm going to wrap this video up. I really do appreciate you stopping by my channel. If you are not a subscriber and you like content like this, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video from me. And if everybody can hit that like button as well, that would be amazing. But with all that being said, you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.